Good evening, good evening. All praises to the only God who knows my name. Jordan here. I get a lot of these same questions day in, day out in my inbox, co-workers, people hit me up in the streets, and I decided to just make a video answering the common questions that I get pretty much on an everyday basis. Number one being, is I liked you better when I didn't like you, a story of my life? Negative. Not at all. I began writing the book when I was 13 in the 8th grade, and it just so happens that a lot of the things that I wrote at 13 ended up happening to me at 17, at 22, whatever. It's purely a coincidence. I did not write my life story. There are some things that did happen to me, and I decided to put it in the book and exaggerate it, or even keep it as is, but it's not a story about my life. One of the main things is the description of Desiree. Desiree said that she was short, caramel complected, and chubby. Okay, yeah, that's my description. I don't know why at 13 I had such a vivid imagination and could write all this other stuff that had never happened, but I couldn't think of another description to describe Desiree. I don't know, but when I got older, making the last revisions to it, I decided to keep that as her description, and I decided to work in some of the insecurities that Desiree faced because of the way that she looked. Another thing that does resemble me is in the book. Desiree wrote a book, and she was afraid to publish it because she was afraid that no one would buy it. And that is something that I battled towards the end of it when I was realizing, yeah, this is the end, and what are you going to do with it? You're just going to let it sit on the shelf and collect dust? What are you going to do? I was afraid of nobody buying it, nobody liking it, and I was also afraid of everybody buying it and everybody liking it. I was afraid of failure and success at the same time. Also, if you know me, you know my husband. My husband stutters. Well, the main male character named Craig stutters. When I wrote Craig, I was 13 in the 8th grade. He was well established, had his own personality, his own traits, everything. And then when I met my husband in the 9th grade, I noticed, oh my gosh, he resembles Craig so much, but I did not base Craig off of David. Also, David has a little brother named Deontay, and in the book there's a character named Dante, and they kind of fit the same description. I did not meet David's little brother until I was about maybe 17 or 18, and once again, Dante's personality, traits, characteristics, all of that had already been established, so it's just purely a coincidence. The book is just real life. I'm a hood chick. I grew up in the hood the first 22 years of my life. My homegirls are hood chicks, my friends, my associates, my family. I just wrote about what I saw on an everyday basis, and I just put my own little spin on it. The second question is there a part 2? Yes. There is a part 2. I wrote the part 1 from 13 to 26 years old. Half of my life was spent on this book. Half of my life was these characters in my head. I was so tired of Desiree, Craig, Dante, Aunt Tootie. I was tired of everybody after 13 years. When I finally put that last period at the end of the page, I was like, yes, I'm free. I'm done. I published it. And then the next day, I'm getting messages. Girl, I read that in less than 24 hours. Where part 2 at? What happened to Desiree? This ain't right. Ain't no part 2. Use your imagination. Whatever you want to happen to Desiree is what happened. But I was getting pulled in so many different directions. Part 2, please, part 2. And I prayed about it because I was sick of it. And I felt pressured to write a part 2. But after praying about it and talking to the Lord about it, I realized, God is giving me the desires of my heart. I wanted support. I wanted people to love it. I wanted responses. I wanted all of that. And I'm getting it. So why not give my supporters what they want? So I wrote a part 2. It took me only about 7 months. I absolutely love part 2. I'm glad that y'all demanded a part 2. I'm not going to say that it's not as raw because, hey, it's Desiree. That's what she is. She's a raw chick. But she definitely is a lot more mature in the book because she grew up. Just like towards the end of part 1, she grew up. and you see what actually did happen to Desiree, what happened to Craig, and you get to dig a little deeper into their personal lives. In part one, it was just a light grazing over Craig and his mama's relationship. But in part two, you really go deep into that. You really go deep into Desiree and her family. I absolutely love it. I might be a little biased because I'm tired of part one. I've been reading it for 14 years. And I actually love part two. I don't have a projected date on it because it's just words on paper right now. I don't have a book cover. I have not done the official editing. I haven't done none of that. But I will say that it is done. Third question. Where did your name come from? Jordan is my maiden name. Contrary to popular beliefs, I do not have multiple personalities. I am well aware that my mama named me Charita Sherrill. I decided to go with my last name because when I was growing up, I always said that I would never get married. And even if I did get married, I was not going to be crazy enough to change my last name. The things that love will make you do. I got married at 25 and I changed my name a few months later. I did not realize the impact that changing my name would have on me. I went through a lot of emotional stuff. I just did not realize that. But my last name is not my biological dad's last name. My biological dad chose prison over me pretty much long before I was born. And my brother's dad stepped in while my mama was pregnant with me and said, that's my child, that's my daughter. I'm going to be there for her, I'm going to raise her. I'm not going to treat her any differently. And my brother's dad signed my birth certificate. He gave me his last name, Jordan. So for me, the name Jordan was more than just a last name. It was a sense of belonging. I felt accepted. I felt loved. I was chosen. So when I got rid of that name, the feelings also went away with it. It may not make sense, but it did. And I wanted to just hold on to being Jordan. No, don't twist my words. I'm not saying, I didn't want to be married and I wanted a divorce and I wanted something to happen to my husband so I could be free. No, that's not what I'm saying. I just wanted life as I knew it back. And also, around the time when I did change my last name, I had also lost a whole lot of weight on purpose. I got on Weight Watchers because I was having a lot of health issues. And it was like I literally went to bed a size 24 and woke up a 14. And nobody knew who I was. I was having to reintroduce myself to co-workers, to church members, even some of my own friends were like, Rita, that's you? And yeah, it's me. And I even had a few cases where I walked by the mirror and I was like, who in this house? Oh, that's me. Okay. So everything had just changed, with my name change. And I just wanted to go back to life as I knew it. Why do I spell it that way? Well, when I decided to go by that name, I Googled and Amazoned all the authors named Jordan. Oh my gosh, it was a plethora of people. It was just like being named Ashley or John. It was so common. And I was like, nuh-uh. When you search me, you gonna know that's me. I ain't never blended in. My mama named me Charita, put me a apostrophe and a capital R in my name. I got blue, green, blonde, black hair. I ain't never fit in, never blended in with the crowd. I ain't gonna start now. So that's why I spell it that way, because I wanted to be recognizable and I wanted it to be, when you see that, you know that's me. When is The Devil Wears Diamonds coming out? I can finally say I have all intentions on publishing it next Friday. Because I am a self-published author, there's a lot of red tape that I have to go through. I don't have a production company or a publishing team behind me. It's literally me and my people that are trying to do this, that are trying to make these things happen. The hold up this whole time for like the past 2.5 months has been my book cover. Every time I would submit it, they would send it back. My brother does my book covers. He worked really hard on this. They would always send it back. It's not tall enough. It's not wide enough. It's too dark, too light. It's blurred. It's pixelated. It's all kind of stuff. So Saturday, when I submitted it for the very last time, they accepted it. I was able to order a copy, have it shipped in so I can proof it, make any change that needs to be, and then I can publish it. Oh my gosh, I never thought I'd be able to say this. They just rejected it over and over again. Why haven't I gone with the publishing company? Yes, I had a lot of publishing companies in my inbox. Hey, we're interested in you. We love the first book. Whoop-de-woo. But the thing about going with publishing companies, and I'm not saying that it's all of them. I'm saying the ones that reached out to me. They strip you of you. And I was not in the mood for that. You're not going to change the title. You're not going to say, stop it right here and do this. No, I got this. You know, God gave it to me. I truly believe that. I truly believe that He going to take the wheel and take me where I need to go, or put that right publishing company in my life that's not trying to change me. I don't need to be changed. I'm good. I'm all for critiquing, positive critiquing, if you actually have good intentions behind it, but just to flat out say, because I'm the boss, I'm going to change it. No, that don't work for me. So as of now, I am a happily self-published author. I love doing me, my terms, my way. I am a brand. I am a business. Yes, I have an LLC, like I actually have a true company, and I'm loving it. Is there anything else? Yes. I am a writer, y'all. Like, God gave me a writer's mind. I say all the time, I'm a writer and I'm an RN on the side, not the other way around. Just yesterday morning, I was sitting at the table typing. I looked out the window and I was like, is that the sun coming up? Well, when did it go down? I'm up all the time, constantly writing. My brain is constantly on overload. I'm constantly evolving. This is what I do. I did just finish writing part 2 of I Liked You Better When I Didn't Like You. I also just finished another book. I don't really have a title for it yet. The main character is a man, which I really thought was going to be challenging for me when God gave it to me. And I was like, I'm not a man. Yeah, people tell me all the time that I handle business like a man. I think like a man. I act like a man. My mentality is like a man. Well, all of that is fine and dandy compared to other females, but I can't compete with no man. I'm not a man. But God doesn't give vision without provision. He gave me the idea. Soon as I put that pen to the paper, I was gone. The book is about a man who spent the last 15 years of his life in prison for murder, and he comes out and he has to go back to life as what he thought he knew, and just the struggles of that. It's a masterpiece. I mean, I'm reading and I'm like, girl, did you write that? Girl, you bad, girl. Come on, girl. I freaking love it. Also, I get a lot of people saying to me, oh my gosh, your people must be so proud of you and all this. I'm not saying this to take shots at nobody. I'm almost 30 years old. I don't take shots at nobody. If I got a problem with you, you gonna know it because I came to you and let you know. But I'm saying this because somebody needs to hear it. The majority of my people are not happy for me. The majority of my people who calling me they sister, they BFFs, my round, all that stuff, I haven't even gotten a congratulations from them. People in the streets are more supportive of me than the people that's sitting across the table from me, trying to go out on lunch dates with me and stuff like that. And at first it bothered me because I'm like, yo, we go back to this and we stayed up all night talking about this, and I've shared with you my most intimate dreams and things like that, and here I am. Where's my congratulations? Where's my I'm proud of you? Where's my that a girl? Where's my pat on the back? And it really was a struggle at first. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a pretty tough chick, but it broke me down a lot because I'm looking around and I'm like, where's my circle? Where's my backup? Where my people at? And God really showed me that sometimes where He's taking you, everybody else can't go. Sometimes the path that He has paved for you is only for you. And don't let that stop you. Even if you look around and you don't see nobody, don't let that stop you. Keep on going. God has given it to you. He's giving you the strength, the ability, the opportunity. Take it. Don't miss out on it because you're missing 1 or 2 congratulations. If God has told you yes, nobody can tell you no. Even if you standing by yourself, keep standing. I love y'all. I thank y'all. I does this. I'm a beast with the ink. God bless.